Hi, I'm Pam, and today I'm going to share the activity People Count. This activity helps students understand the purpose of a census and builds their skills in collecting, graphing, and analyzing data. This lesson is a great fit for upper elementary grades and is a wonderful combination of content and skills for social studies and math. By completing People Count, students will be able to conduct a census of their peers, organize collected data and use it to create a bar graph, analyze data to provide informed answers for questions about the business needs of a community, and define what a census is and give examples of how it aids community planning. Students will use the student survey sheet and student worksheet provided in the lesson plan PDF. They will also need colored pencils. Calculators are optional. Let's take a closer look. In the lesson, we provide some background on the history of the U.S. Census as an introduction to students collecting some census data of their own. They will do this by surveying fellow students in their school to collect data on those students' households, including the names and ages of each of their household members. They'll record this on a student survey sheet. The lesson plan gives some tips on managing this process with your specific class's circumstances. Using the worksheet, students will then record the data they collected using tally marks on a chart. They'll total up the number of tally marks for each age group and then create a bar graph to show this data visually. In small groups, students will analyze the data and apply their findings to questions on the worksheet. If analyzing data is a new skill for your students, you might first ask them to describe their data. For example, they might observe that the ages of people are grouped in clusters. Many of the children in the households might be clustered in ages 5 to 14, and their parents might be clustered in a group ages 30 to 49. Or perhaps there are no big groupings and people are spread out across the age groups. Having verbalized their data sets, students will have an easier time answering questions asking them to apply their newly found information. Ask students to imagine that all of the households they gathered data for were located on the same city block. What type of businesses might do well if they opened in that neighborhood? Hint, think about the goods and services that this particular population would need. It's important that students use their data to explain why they think those businesses would be successful. In our first example of a cluster of school-aged kids, students might suggest a playground, laser tag arena, or toy store, because those businesses appeal to 5 to 14-year-olds. If there are no large age groups, students might think of businesses that appeal to people of all ages, like ice cream shops or libraries. Once students have filled in their worksheets, lead a class discussion using the questions provided as a guide. These questions help make connections to the activity they just completed and to the U.S. Census, which is held every 10 years. Our national census also helps determine economic needs for different segments of our country. Again, considering their data set and proposed businesses, have students consider why might they need more information than just collected data to make that determination? And what other data would be helpful? For instance, is there already a lot of competition for that business? Or what if this particular group of 5 to 14-year-olds simply don't like laser tag? There are also follow-up ideas for exploring data sets on their state from the U.S. Census Bureau. Another great option for real-world learning and application. I hope you enjoyed learning about the activity People Count. For more classroom activities, visit populationeducation.org.